It's time now for the Athlete of the Week. It is presented by Diamond Point and Sauk Center. And with us today is a Sauk Center Melrose wrestler. This is Jordan Winter, who is now a senior. Well, Jordan, we'd like to start out with who's in your family. Tell us about that, okay?
I have one sister, Ashley, and then my mom and dad's name are Dale and Chris.
All right. When did you get started with wrestling, and how did that all happen with you?
I started wrestling probably in kindergarten, I think it was, and what made me get into the sport is probably my cousins mostly, and then my dad was in wrestling too, so
Okay.
that was a big part of it.
And two, I'm sure as a little kid you went to wrestling matches, and can you remember some of the guys that you used to watch and think, that's what I want to do?
Yeah, I know. My cousins, I usually always went to theirs, and then that kind of got me into it. Like, I always wanted to see them always do good, so that kind of motivated me to go for the sport.
You know, you went to the state wrestling tournament a year ago, and I'd like to ask you this. So you go down to the state, you walk into the big building, it's big lights, a lot of matches, a lot of mats, and wrestlers all over it. Can you take us through that whole experience? What was it like for you? What do you recall from that?
Well, it was a good experience. You know, you get down there and like the weigh-ins are like everyone weighs in all at one time. Like different Class A, they weigh in all together and stuff, and then Double A and then Triple A. And once you get through that, you have depends what's they have different like people that go in like first Double A wrestles 1 year, and then next year Single A will start first, and then then that depends if you have a match right away or like you have some free time and stuff, and then whenever it's your turn, then you just go down there and wrestle. You know.
As you have developed as a wrestler through the course of your time, everybody seems to have a style. Is there any way that you can describe what is your style? How do you describe yourself as a wrestler?
Well, I usually like to do my work like on the feet. I'm more like that's usually how I win my matches on my feet. But yeah, other people have different styles, and I've mostly been on my feet.
So as you go against some of the guys that you see, what kind of a wrestler then gives you trouble that you go, well, I have to do something differently if that's the case?
Probably people that are good at defending on their feet. It usually stops me the most.
Say the last time out you wrestled and you went up a weight class, you're usually at 132, right?
Yep.
And so you have somebody at 138 as you move yourself up then, just because of the lineup. Describe the difference with that. Can you tell the difference, or is there, or just how does that work out?
Yeah, you usually can tell the difference when you go up in weight, whether it's any position. They usually have a weight advantage. Like if you're about to take them down, that's 8 more pounds that you have to be lifting than what they have to on you. So that's advantage there, and all around it just gets a little more tiring as the match goes on.
It seems to me, too, that you're in very good shape. You're in good condition. Can you talk about your workout program just as a team or individually? What do you do to stay in shape?
Well, in practice, we do a lot of live wrestling. That helps. And, like, at the end of practice, we have different conditioning every day, whether it's just sprints mostly or leapfrogs, all that kind of stuff, just to stay in shape.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong here. When I watch you wrestle, if I'm wrestling against you, as I see your opponent sometimes, I think they get frustrated wrestling against you. Do you sense that with those guys?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, why is that, or what's happening out there?
Well, usually, say, the really good kids, if I wrestle them, they usually just try and, have their way. But, I'm the type of person that likes to slow the match down, and that frustrates people sometimes, and they can't do what they really want to as good.
Because then there is a fine line, though. You don't want to be cautioned, right? But yet you have to stay active, too. Take us through, say you're riding somebody on top. What are you trying to accomplish at that point?
What I try is usually probably get, cross wrist, 2-on-1 or something like that, and, drive them to the mat and try and get some points off, back points or tilt or something like that. It's usually what I go on.
And how good are you if you're underneath, you're down below? What do you try to do?
Usually the first move is just get up right away. And, if you keep movement, people don't really like to ride you that long. It gets very tiring after a while.
Do you get cautions once in a while? Because, again, I see you when you're riding on top, again, that fine line of you have to stay active, right?
Yep.
Yeah. How do you work? How do you balance that?
You just got to – usually they won't call stalling if you're out to the side working on a move or something. So just keep movement, and then they won't call you or anything.
Let's talk about just wrestling in general. As you started out as a younger kid wrestling and got developed through the program, how do you see things right now? Now that you're a senior, you look back and you see some of the younger kids out there. What is how is the state of wrestling these days?
I think it's been growing pretty good lately around here. Just
It seems to be that we have a lot of our Hispanic friends that are out there.
yep.
What is your relationship with them, and what do you talk about, if at anything? How do you try to lead them then as a senior?
A lot of them are new. They don't really know what they're doing as much as like other people that have been out for a few years. So I just, tell them like what they did wrong or after a match or something like that, what they could do better and all that kind of stuff.
hmm So as you look ahead now to the rest of the season, and your goal is certainly to get back to the state like you did a year ago, do you have some guys that are kind of in your sights here that you're going to have to face?
Yeah, a few people from last year. The one that I wrestled in sections, he's probably gonna be at the same weight. He's pretty a tough wrestler from Perm.
So what does it take to beat him then?
Same thing as it did last year. Just go at him.
All right. Okay. What kind of plans now after high school, if anything, do you have?
I don't have my college picked out yet, but I think I might go into law enforcement maybe or DNR or something like that.
All right. That sounds good. I didn't ask you any other activities that you're involved in school. What else do you do?
I joined football for the first year this year.
All right. Well, what prompted you to go out for football then?
Mostly the coaches. They kept begging me to go out, so I figured I'd try it my senior year,
And
what
what
do
was
you got to lose?
Well, what was that like?
It was fun.
All right.
Yeah, change from wrestling, I
Oh.
liked it.
Okay, good. Well, all right. Well, good luck and hopefully back to the state, right?
Yeah, hopefully.
All right, real good. Thanks for being with us. Okay, that's Jordan Winter. He's with the Sauk Centre Melrose Wrestling Team here on Mid-Minnesota Sports.